Alright guys, so today's video is actually going to be a full face of first impressions, from my primer to my foundation, my blush, everything I have never used before. I want to start out by saying that I just recently heard about these Ordinary foundations. I've seen a few people do reviews and I said, well, these look really interesting, and I can't lie to you, the thing that really got me on board really quick is the price. If you're here in the States, they're going to run you about $4.50, $8 shipping. That's amazing. If you want to see this full face of first impressions, all you got to do is stay tuned. Okay, so the color I think I'm going to start out with is 3.2R. I want to see how, oh, it's very liquidy. And this, honestly, this looks like Makeup Forever 178. Perfect. It looks perfect. So I'm going to go in and start out with some facial primer, and then we're going to go in with this foundation. It looks really liquidy. Seems like it's going to be really smooth. This primer is really soft. Just wanted to see how it felt. Has kind of like a natural scent to it. Very smooth. So that's color 3.2 right here, and then this is color 3. Let's see. I like that there's no cap. It's just like a twist on and twist off. And then this is color 3.3. That dark one that you see right here, the darker of the two. And then this is 3.2. 3.2R, and then 3.3 is neutral. So that's going to be a really beautiful contour color. Oh my god, they're so liquidy. Okay, so I'm going to go in with 3.2R, and I'm going to apply that using a gem blender. Okay. So I'm going to start out by tapping and saying it's very liquidy, and a little goes a long way. And it starts out with really decent coverage. Let's just see how, yeah, it blends out really nice. I'm just trying to give it like the sweeping motion. It blends out and has a really good pigmentation. Yeah, that looks really good on my skin. It builds really nicely. So I'm going to go in with one more drop. I haven't done any color correcting. This one I'm just going to give the tap, and it just blends out so nicely. It really does. It's really light. Doesn't really seem to have any scent. It seems like it's a medium to full coverage. I almost want to give it a full coverage, although I did one drop just in this area too, and I can slightly see a little bit of imperfection still shining through, but it does have a really nice coverage, and it has a really nice feel. When I went to go swatch it against the back of my hand, it was very light. It has a very silky texture. This is really nice, you guys. Very light. Buildable coverage. I'm going in with a second layer in this area. It kind of reminds me of the Cover FX drops, or maybe a airbrush foundation. Like, I would think that this could even go through like an airbrush gun. If you have an airbrush gun and you airbrush this is what I usually want from a face and body foundation. Light with good coverage, buildable. Just, it goes on the skin and wears so beautifully. You can blend it, and it just goes in like right on the top where I have that burn. Like, it just blends right out. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to use another color for my contour. This is 3.3 and this is a neutral color. This is the Ordinary Color Serum Foundation Lightweight Serum Formula with an SPF 15. Color formulations with mindfulness. The Ordinary. This is from victoryhealth.com. I always want to say Victorian. I did order 2 other colors that didn't come yet. So if I had them, I would highlight with them. But I just have these two tones and they're bomb. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some highlighting. I should have done a little bit of color correcting. I might do some post foundation color correcting to see how the Ordinary colors layers up and how it works with other products. What I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of this concealer from the Graph Tobian palette, and I'm mixing the lightest color and the darkest brown together to create a highlight tone for my center face. So, being that this is not really a first impression, I'm not too surprised with how Graph Tobian works. Graph Tobian is also a very silky, very easily blend out foundation, so I'm not so surprised that these two work well together. I didn't want to just test this foundation. I want to see how it works with other foundations. I want to see how it beats out to a full face. So I just wanted to get that across to you guys. And I mean, they're so inexpensive that I almost don't even really have to do a price comparison. The price alone makes them, you know, super impressive. So next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of color corrector from this Graph Tobian palette. It's a very, very deep orange, almost red color. And I wanted to try this because sometimes there are just areas of our face that we try to color correct and it just will not go away. Now this isn't really one of those areas, but I did want to try this and I should have used way less. But let's just see how it blends out. Okay, let me wipe the back of my hand off really quick, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use like a foundation color. I'm gonna use the 3.2, the one that I have all over my face, to go in and cover this color correction. I really wanted to try this tone. I get a lot of people who ask because they have really dark color, or they have really dark discoloration, acne marks, pregnancy mask, beard and hair growth and stuff like that. So this is the 3.2R, and I'm going to place it right over the color correction just to see what it looks like. And I would say that both that color corrector and that foundation are very promising. If you have highly pigmented skin and you're looking to cover the pigmentation, balance out the discoloration, and have a wear that you can wear all day. It's not going to be super heavy. And I feel like that is really a good seamless. You can't see any of the discoloration around my mouth, not only directly on my lip, but underneath. They're very faint, so you may not have really noticed them, but when they're gone, you recognize that your face is just so much more beat. Yes. And it feels really good, and it blends out really well with Gem Blender. I have a tiny bit more of that orange that I just want to... I'm just going to sweep it under my eye and then go back in with a little bit of Graph Tobian foundation as concealer. And this Morphe brush is giving me life. This is the E45. I used to like brushes like almost this small to do foundation if you like to really go in and blend. And if you're like a stickler for details, yes, like this would have been really good to blend out the contour. Let's see. And really just have a little bit of this foundation goes a long way. And there's something about the finish that I'm trying to figure out. It's not like dewy or juicy. It's not quite matte. Okay, so I'm done playing with the foundation. It seems like it is very promising. I'm gonna go back in with just 2 taps of concealer just to brighten the center of my face back up. That's like of the medium tone, and then this is of that like kind of like pale tone, and this is Graftobian. I didn't want to do this as a mixed review. I kind of wanted to keep it separate, but I also wanted to see how this foundation works with others, and you know, I wanted to see a whole face, and because I didn't receive everything I ordered, which I understand, it's popular, it's like back, you know, it's back ordered or whatever the case may be, I still wanted to try it out though. And this is a Gem Blender Radiant, and I really love this for blending out my under eye. I love this for reverse highlighting my contour. It's really soft, non-absorbent, hygienic, super pretty. You can find these at gemblender.com for those of you who are not familiar. And I'm just going in and blending out. And I'm gonna do my brows, lips, and just like a few others, but then we're gonna get going. I just wanted to do this first impressions really quick. I like this foundation. We're gonna go in and we're gonna go all over, and we're gonna do powder. The powder that I'm using is also a first impressions. It's from a brand that I'm familiar with. It's from Graftobian. And this is their Luxe Cashmere HD setting powder in Banana Cream Pie. I'm gonna take some of that and tap it into my cap. I'm gonna take it on this fluffy Morphe brush. I've been wanting to do this for so long. I don't want my eyes baked in any particular way, so I'm just going all over the center of my face, the center of my forehead, my chin, taking it a little bit on the sides, down my jaw. Because I'm gonna go in with a darker powder. This powder has a nice tone to it, and it kind of is more yellow, goes translucent. It doesn't have as much silica. I don't know if it's silica or whatever. It gives it that nice slip, that nice blur. It doesn't really give that super duper blur, but it's giving a beautiful matte, and I know that it's gonna hold my makeup still. That's one thing that I'm getting from this powder, but I'm not really getting that blur, but it's okay. So far so good. We're gonna see how it wears throughout the day. Taking it on a little bit of, this is the Morphe M500 brush. I love this brush. I've used this a few times in a few different videos. Sweeping it under my eye. My foundation looks so good. It has a nice natural finish, and it matches so well. So right now I'm going in with this Black Up powder. It is their number 5 Sublime powder, and I'm going to be using this kind of as a blush bronzer. And I'm just taking it over my cheek area and along the edges of my face to give myself some warmth. And take it around the edges of my forehead. Not so much in the highlight area, but to kind of blend out the contour in the highlight area. And it looks really, really pretty on the cheeks. It kind of has like a terracotta kind of tone to it. So next we're gonna go on with this NARS Cream Blush in Torrid, and I really wish that I would have done this before I set my foundation with powder, and I also wish I would have done it before I did that Black Up. But I did honestly really want to try this because when I did the PR haul and I was trying it, just playing around with it, it looked so pretty that I can't wait. And I really, really love the way this shows up, because sometimes you see products this color and you see this texture and you think that it's not gonna work for dark skin, but this blush is amazing. Even when I was unboxing it, when I was doing the PR haul, I was like, this blush is going to be crazy. And this is the one that I think I used too. At least I hope it is, because that color was so cute. And after I did the video, I was just like, oh my gosh. I shouldn't have used that Black Up powder until like after it. Okay. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of that Graftobian powder, just a tiny bit on the brush, and just kind of sweep it over the blush, just because it's liquid and I just don't want it to get gooey, so I'm just gonna leave that there. Now I'm gonna go in and do my lips. I am gonna be using some Bobbi Brown lip colors. These are my first time using these lip colors. They're really pretty. These are their squeezable, like their squeezy lip tubes, and I think the colors that I want to use are, I'm gonna go in with Pink Punch. So this is Milani, and this is one of their True Instant Color lip liners, and this is in color Bordeaux. Okay, so that was Milani, and that was in color Bordeaux. I remember what I wanted, and it was a lip brush. So I'm going to take this Fruit Punch color from Bobbi Brown. Oh wow, I expected this to be like this lip color is so pretty. Oh my god. And I like the texture. I thought it was going to be like more glossy, but that was really a nice surprise. Okay, Bobbi Brown. I'm going to go in slightly and just highlight my underbrow just a tiny bit with that kind of like brown shade that was like almost my skin tone from the Graftobian palette. So I didn't want to do this, but I kind of do now. I'm going to go in with this ColourPop palette. I'm going to take this deepest pink and swirl it through my crease, I guess. This is going to be like a monochromatic look. Just swirl it through my crease. And then I'm going to take the Frosty Pink. I did not want to do this. I'm not gonna continue. I'm just going to just apply that and sweep it. I did not want a full eye look today, and I really don't. I don't want to even get into it. I like to set my camera up different when I do full eye looks, because it'll be so annoying for me to film from this angle right now. So that's what I'm gonna do. Nip that in the bud. And I'm gonna do a cat eye. That's just gonna give a little bit of, okay, you know, I need to kiss something like, okay, because my lips were like juicy. I'm about to get everywhere. So now I'm just gonna do like a really, hopefully big, decent cat eye and some lashes, and we'll be done. Yes. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for the video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. I really appreciate it. Definitely make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. This way, every time I make a video, you're notified. I make videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.